Who are you, monsieur?
My name is Constantine. There has been a savage murder done in the Calais coach, miss.
I have ordered all of the train doors to the outside to be sealed with the exception of the rear door of the Athens-Paris coach, so that the engineer and the fireman of the train may keep the engine's boiler provided with the coal.
Oh no! Who is being killed?
The American in the room next to this one. Ratchet. You're in charge, I suppose. What do we do now?
We must contact the Yugoslavian police in Vinkovio Broad.
Yugoslavian police? Are you mad? They will detain us all for weeks while they trample evidence and bluster about with no idea how to solve a murder. If only we were in Greece.
Dr. Constantine, you must learn all you can about the murder.
Your faith in my powers is gratifying, miss. But already I have learned all that my expertise can tell me. I am no detective.
Monsieur Poirot, I appeal to you. We cannot wait for the Yugoslavian police.
They will detain us all for weeks while they trample evidence and bluster about with no idea how to solve a murder. If only we were in Greece.
Take command of the investigation.
Oh, must I?
We both know the longer a crime goes uninvestigated, the more difficult it becomes to solve.
Ah, yes, of course, I remember. You are the student of crime. And what you say is very true. All the same.
You can be on your way to your important case in England. We can avoid delays, annoyances, and 1,000,001 inconveniences for all the passengers.
I am addressing an important medical conference in London in 2 days.
Oui, c'est vrai. Any additional delay would be difficult.
Monsieur Poirot, my job isn't much, but it's all I have. The avalanche, your injury, now a murder. If it isn't solved, I will lose my job.
No, you cannot be blamed. I will have a word with Marcel. You have my guarantee that he will not fire you.
Solve the mystery. All we need say when the police arrive is, here is the murderer.
Mademoiselle, use your own powers of observation. Alors Poirot, he is confined to bed in the most serious of pain. How can he take command of anything?
In my scrapbook, I have a quote from you. How does it go? To solve a case, a man has only to sit back in a chair and think. Use the little grey cells of your mind.
I have often used the murderer's own words to spring my trap. And now I am caught by my own. Well done. Eh bien, mademoiselle, I will do what I can. I ask only that you do my legwork. This would appeal to you, I think.
You know it would.
I will issue to you the challenge I once made to my friend Captain Hastings. Accept, and we will play a little game between ourselves. You will need to use your own little grey cells as much as Poirot. And in the end, we will see if the student of crime is ready to graduate. Refuse? I will guide your investigations much more. Either way, the crime, it will be solved. It is an important decision you must make now, before we proceed. I will not ask again. Do you accept?
I am honored. I gladly accept the challenge.
Excellent. Now, if you reach an impasse, think only, what would Poirot do? Imagine that I am there beside you, offering counsel. It may help. So, we begin. Dr. Constantine, take her next door.
Has anything been disarranged in this compartment?
No, mademoiselle. I was careful not to move the body in making my examination.
Oh dear! Someone must have stood there and stabbed him again and again.
There is something in the pocket of his pajamas. Something heavy. I did not disturb it.
Egg!
115. That agrees with my calculations. The man was armed? It is bizarre. Why did he not defend himself?
Regardez, mademoiselle.
I did not close the window despite the chill. I thought there might be fingerprints, and the cold, of course, helps preserve the body.
Quite interesting. Quite interesting. Quite interesting.
Take care. There may be fingerprints.
There is something in the pocket.
I've already searched it thoroughly. That isn't the best place for me to go at the moment. How many wounds are there, Doctor?
I make it 12 wounds. 1 or 2 are so slight as to be mere scratches. On the other hand, at least 3 would be capable of causing death.
Some wounds seem to have bled more than others.
You see these 2 wounds, here and here. They are deep. Each cut must have severed blood vessels, and yet the edges do not gape. They have not bled as one would have expected.
Ratchet was already dead when those were delivered?
Some little time dead.
The murderer returned to make certain Ratchet was dead?
The idea is an absurdity, of course. Even one with no medical knowledge would have been able to tell the man was already quite dead.
The wounds are scattered all over the torso.
Yes, and you see this wound here, under the right arm, near the right shoulder. Could you deliver such a blow? I have a pencil if you would like to try it.
That won't be necessary.
How do you account for it?
The murderer had unusually long arms.
Please let us not stray into the land of Poe with his murderous apes stuffing young girls up chimneys. I know something of apes. They kill by pummeling or crushing, not whittling away at their victim.
Ratchet thrashed about as he was dying.
On the contrary, he lay completely composed. The bedsheets are not disarrayed at all.
A left-handed murderer could strike there easily.
But of course, that blow was almost certainly struck with the left hand. Yet some of these blows are just as obviously right-handed.
Tell me something about the force of the blows.
Some were struck with a terrible ferocity as to drive the knife through hard belts of bone and muscle. Yet others seem to be haphazard and at random, glancing off, doing hardly any damage.
Someone striking with their eyes shut? In a blind frenzy?
And struck so many times with their eyes closed to make sure they had managed to hit a vital organ or two?
Perhaps the killer was uncertain at first, then was overcome with a bloodlust.
Or perhaps the killer tired of his exertions, weakening, yet still enjoying himself too much to leave off.
Could there be 2 murderers?
Perhaps. Some blows could have been struck by a strong man or very athletic woman. Others are weak, a frail woman, perhaps.
Can you estimate the time of death?
It is difficult to say exactly in these matters. The open window, the cold, you understand, complicates an estimate. But I think I can say definitely that death occurred between midnight and 2 in the morning.
That will do for now, Doctor. Doctor?
Yes, Mademoiselle Marceau?
I'm going to update Monsieur Poirot on my progress. Will you make sure the scene of the crime remains undisturbed?
Certainly. I will remain vigilant.
Thank you. Monsieur Poirot.
The actress was already dead when those were delivered. The murderer returned to make certain Ratchet was dead. The murderer had unusually long arms. Ratchet.
And that is everything I've discovered so far.
We progress, mademoiselle. Now, let us see what we can learn.
The wounds tell too many different stories.
Oui, the matter begins to clear itself up wonderfully. The murderer was a man of great strength. He was feeble, it was a woman, it was a right-handed person, it was a left-handed person. Ah, c'est rigolo tout ça. And the victim, what does he do in all this? Does he cry out? Does he struggle? Does he defend himself? No. He awaits his doom with the greatest composure.
The box of matches suggests the round one belonged to Monsieur Ratchet.
I concur.
The pipe cleaner and the handkerchief are good clues.
Possibly. What can we learn from them?
Remember the bottle I found in the suitcase?
Wait, a sleeping draught, and the bottle half empty. It would be instructive to learn if Ratchet took his usual dosage last night.
Are the false teeth important?
Only to one who must wear them. And why you took for yourself the false teeth of the dead man is not for Poirot to ask. But I hope they prove themselves as useful to you as they undoubtedly did to him.
The broken watch tells us the time of death exactly.
Very convenient, the broken watches.
1:15, well within Dr. Constantine's estimate of midnight to 2 a.m.
What you say is true.
The letter H can help us find the owner of the handkerchief.
A clue feminine, so dainty, and to have the letter embroidered upon it is so convenient. One cannot complain of having no clues in this case.
If a man killed Ratchet,
After the sociable smoke,
then the woman came in later, not noticing he was dead, and attacked him as well.
also not noticing that she had dropped her handkerchief. Very fortunate for us that she was so unobservant.
Au revoir, Monsieur Poirot.
Ah, your return.
Ratchet was already dead when they were delivered.
And that is everything I've discovered so far.
We progress, ma'am.
The gun was unfired.
He would certainly have defended himself if he had been able. For now, it might be better if you keep the gun with you for your protection. I would not like our collaboration cut short prematurely.
What of the residue in the tumbler? A sleeping powder, perhaps, such as that I found in the suitcase. It might explain why Monsieur Ratchet did not cry out when he was attacked.
A possibility. However, in my experience, the usual dose of a sleeping draught would not be strong enough to prevent awakening if one were violently attacked.
The small metal statuette. It is very old.
And possibly quite valuable. Take it with you. Learn more of it if you can.
The footprints outside the window are important.
What did they say to you?
The killer may have fled the train.
And gone where? Still, they must be investigated.
I found the inscription REV 1318 printed on the hat band of his hat.
A curious inscription indeed for the hat.
I found only the cigar in the ashtray. No pipe.
Certainly, this is a clue masculine. Monsieur Ratchet smokes the cigar, lighting it with a round match, and someone else, still to be determined, smokes the pipe, lighting it with a flat match.
The burnt paper could be significant.
What strikes you as most important?
What was burnt and why?
Précisément.
But the paper is impossible to read.
It is possible that some of the writing on the paper can be made legible again if the scrap can be protected, flattened, and held firmly in place while the heat is applied. I will need something with which to handle the paper most delicately, 2 objects of metal netting that we can place it between, and a source of constant heat. Collect for me these items, and we will see what we shall see.
I should look for the items Monsieur Poirot needs to read the burnt scrap of paper. I would like a key to the baggage car.
Please, take one of mine.
Why do you have more than one key to the baggage car?
I often assist with the loading and unloading at the smaller stations. Sometimes I must loan a key to the handlers.
That will be enough, Pierre. Matteo, did you see Mr. Hardman come this way just now?
No, señorita. Señorita, unless we find a way to replace that broken pipe, our chances look very bad.
No, the snow. It is much too deep to cross without the snowshoes.
This must be where the steam is escaping. It's quite hot, even from a distance.
Please, you must help me. My stomach.
Do you need a doctor?
No, I need food. I am wasting away.
I'm sure if you went to the restaurant car, the chef would fix you something.
You do not understand. Klaus, the chef de cuisine, is a master. His meats, his sauces, but even the tenderest meat must be chewed.
Yes, that is true.
I am a busy man. I work hard. I have little time for frivolity.
Frivolities?
It is. You will pardon me. I had not brushed my teeth since before the Great War. The dentists in Istanbul are fiends. This one, he does not cure me. No, he yanks my teeth out. But the new teeth he has made do not fit properly. Adjustments are needed. He sends them to Trieste. But the train will pass through Trieste in only 2 days. I can survive for 2 days on soup. Now we may be stranded here for a week or more. Remember 1929? It has happened. It can happen again.
Monsieur needs...
Meat.
And to chew it?
Teeth. Once I have eaten, I will be in your debt forever. Ask anything of me.
Monsieur, today is your lucky day. I have teeth for you.
I have little to offer you in return. I know nothing of the murder, but thank you so much.
Monsieur, I have desperate need of your hammer.
I would do anything for you, mademoiselle, after the service you have done for me. But I need that hammer to check the boiler pressure. If you can find me an adequate replacement, then it is yours.
Regardez, mademoiselle.
I see nothing.
Excuse me, please, mademoiselle. I will be happy to talk to you in a little while.
The key fit perfectly. This contains nothing that would be of use to me. These goods are being shipped. They do food for the journey. I will not disturb it. I don't want to risk Klaus's temper. These items do not belong to any of the passengers. I will not compromise the train company's reputation by disturbing them without a good reason.
Quite interesting. Mademoiselle, observe. The lid, it is secured with 4 nails.
It's the cargo manifest. It shows that 3 casks were loaded in Belgrade, 1 of olive oil, 1 of honey, and 1 of vinegar. It also mentions a special security package that was loaded in Istanbul. A keg of white wine vinegar. Salonika olive oil, a keg of Greece's finest. I've heard of this honey. It's reported to be quite good. It looks terrible out there.
Quite interesting.
This seems to be a security door. It certainly lives up to its name. It's locked. That key doesn't fit the lock. Something has occurred to me since I left you. Where is the key to the security room in the baggage car?
Mademoiselle, that key is kept only by the station masters.
Please give me the key to the Athens-Paris coach.
Here is mine. Keep it as long as you like.
Good day, monsieur. It is locked. The key worked.
Your current course of action?
I have something I think will be adequate to replace your magnificent hammer.
What a wonderful object. This will do nicely. Please take the hammer with my compliments.
All these doors are locked, as per Monsieur Poirot's instructions.
Oh, my...
The nails were loose. Well, what do we have here? The snowshoes are now quite usable. I saved the copper wire as well. I'd better put... Nothing to see. The woods look menacing and dangerous.
No, the snow, it is... Remember, mademoiselle, you are the intruder here, not the wolf. It is senseless to harm the creature.
The gunshot seems to have frightened him off. This looks like a dead end. This looks like a dead end. I'm not sure what I expect to find wandering around out here. So many paths. It would be easy for me to get lost out here. A deer. I should leave her alone. She's got enough to worry about with all the wolves around. This looks like a dead end.
Remember, mademoiselle, you are the intruder here, not the wolf.
The gunshot seems to have frightened him off.
A hut out here in the middle of nowhere.
A dear. I should leave her alone. She's got enough to worry about with all the wolves around.
A shepherd's hut. Probably only used when the snow it is gone and he brings his sheep up to the high pasture. One of the bars appears to be quite loose. Would you not say so, mademoiselle?
The door is locked.
I fear the padlock, it is far too sturdy for the hammer. Mademoiselle, observe if you will the 400-foot precipice you are about to step over. Reconsider, s'il vous plaît.
This looks like a dead end.